And shalom. Welcome to Cover with me, Jeremy Pyers. So, tonight we are continuing in Ephesians. So, chapter 2. We just got into the discussion last week, so we only did one chapter. So, this week, try to do 2 chapters. We'll see how it goes. Welcome everybody in chat. It's Windfeather, shalom and welcome. Sister Wendy, shalom and welcome. Brother Ryan, shalom, welcome. Warning Sky Dome, shalom and welcome. Sean, brother, shalom and welcome. Pepper Mandy, shalom and welcome. I think that is everybody so far. Looks like it. Cool song. Thank you, sister. That was Amber Plaster. It's geocentric. I put the link right there in the live chat. So it's a cool song. I like it. It is geocentric. So that's it's the good thing about, and the important thing about biblical cosmology is, it opens your eyes to that there truly is a creator. People try to brush it off and say it's not important. It's very important. Every word of Yah is important. Hey, shalom, welcome, and welcome, Sister Wendy Russell. It's your first live here. Well, welcome, sister. Yeah, she has a few good songs. All right. So we're continuing Ephesians here. We'll jump right into it, I guess. Let me switch the screen. There we go. Excuse me. All right, so Ephesians chapter 2, as read from the Scriptures, 1998 version. And you were dead in trespasses and sins, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the ruler of the authority of the air, of the spirit that is now working in the sons of disobedience. So, bam, what's it say here? Right off the bat, you were dead in trespasses and sin. What is trespasses and sin? Trespasses against what? The Torah. Sin is transgression of the law. So to say Paul is saying otherwise, nope. And look how he defines the trespasses and sins. The ones according to the ones of the course of this world, according to the authority of the air, or principality of the air. That is Ha-Satan, Satan himself. And he works in the sons of disobedience. Wait, disobedience to what? The Torah. It's so clear, and Paul literally explains himself, even in the same books. Just a few sentences or paragraphs later, he explains what he was just saying. But, there's people, yeah, we won't go there. So among whom also we all once lived in the lust of our flesh, doing the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, as also the rest. But Elohim, who is rich in compassion, because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Messiah. By favor you have been saved. Praise Yahweh. And raised us up together, and made us sit together in the heavenlies, in Messiah Yahusha, in order to show in the coming ages the exceeding riches of his favor and kindness towards us in Messiah Yahusha. For by favor you have been saved, through belief, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of Elohim. It's not by works, so that no one should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Messiah Yahusha unto good works, which Elohim prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. Look at that. So, we cannot be saved by our works because all of us were born into sin. So no matter what we do, it's not going to save us. So, that's why Messiah, he came and he gave himself up for all of us. So that, because we are full of sin, so he can attest to the Father for us day and night without having to atone for sin himself, because he lived a sinless life, and then he died as a sinner for us, but he overcame death. Praise Yahweh. Excuse me. Tiger Bear, shalom, welcome. Torah simply made us aware of our trespasses. Well, the Torah is the law that has been ever since Adam and Eve. It's the law that was written by Yahweh and given to Moses because they had lost the commands through the 400 years of captivity while being in Egypt. But I've explained all this already. But Thank you and welcome. It's just there has to be, if you're in a covenant, there has to be rules and regulations. That's basically exactly what the Torah is. It's his rules, and it's how he wants us all to live. There's nothing bad about helping your neighbor. It's literally everything that Messiah told us to do. Like, it's all of that. That's why he says, all the Torah falls under these two laws. Love Yah, your Elohim, and love your neighbor. Because all the rest of the Torah falls under that. The only thing that's been changed is the priesthood. A lot of people don't understand that there's different laws. There's laws for males, there's laws for females, there's laws for husbands and wives, there's laws for the priesthood. So if you're not a priest, you don't have to follow the priestly laws because you're not a priest. If you're not a female, you don't have to follow the rules regarding, being a wife and so forth and so on. But, it's not a burden at all. Read Psalms. That's just a common misconception that it's sadly spread, like just toss out the whole first, 90% of the book. Will change everything because of 6 chapters of Paul, and Paul, we've gone through and shown, he's not teaching against Torah. He's using euphemisms to describe certain situations, and he literally explains those as we've been over. Anyway, awesome. Let's see, where was I? My apologies. I ramble on sometimes. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, not by works. So, read that one. Therefore, remember that you, once Gentiles in the flesh, who were called the uncircumcision by what is called the circumcision, made in the flesh by hands. So, you can see he's using euphemisms here, even by, basically finger quotes. So, they were once called the uncircumcision or Gentiles by the ones who are circumcision, or the Jews, made in the flesh by hands. At that time you were without Messiah, excluding from the citizenship of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no expectation, and without Elohim in the world. So look at that. He's excluded from the citizenship of Israel. So if they were once excluded, now they are included. Why? Because Yahweh's people is Israel. It's not the earthly Israel that's over there right now at the moment, and that has been there for the past like 40 years, 50, 60, since World War II. But, Yahweh's people is heavenly Israel. That's his people. And all are welcome in. They always have been. Nothing's ever changed. All were always welcome into Israel. So it doesn't matter, what your bloodlines were, what color your skin is. None of that mattered. Like, all are welcome in. And that's exactly what Messiah was preaching as well, because the Pharisees and the ones who they twisted the commands of Yah, they made everything such a burden. So Messiah came and was like, hey, it's not even like that. So, but now in Messiah Yahusha, you were once far off, have been brought, you who were once far off have been been brought near by the blood of Messiah. For he is our peace, who has made both one, and having broken down the partition of the barrier, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, the Torah of the commands in dogma, so as to create in himself one renewed man from the two, thus making peace. So what's he saying? Is he saying the Torah is dogma here? No. No, not at all. He's saying what they did to the Torah, they turned it into dogma, which is, adding to it, making it such a burden. And to completely restore favor to both of them unto Elohim in one body through the stake, having destroyed the enmity by it. And having come, he brought as good news, peace to you who were far off, and peace to those near. Because through him we both have access to the Father by one Spirit. So then you are no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the set-apart ones, and members of the household of Elohim. Remember, who did he call that household? All of Israel. So, when you become set apart and you start following the way, which is Messiah, you become part of Israel, the nation, the true nation of Israel. Having been built upon the foundation of the emissaries and prophets, Yahushua Messiah himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building, being joined together, grows into a set-apart dwelling place in Yahuwah, in whom you are also being built together into a dwelling of Elohim in the Spirit. Praise Yah. Yeah, sorry, just checking chat here. Yeah, praise Yah. Yeah, shalom and welcome, Tiger. I wasn't jumping all over you or anything. I hope you didn't take it that way. Thank you and welcome. So awesome to understand that. I agree. When you understand the basis of the Bible, and that is the commands of Yah. What are his commands? It's his laws, it's his ways. It's what he wants us to do. And when you understand that, you will understand Paul is not speaking against that. And if you actually read what Paul writes, he explains himself as well. Some things can be a little confusing, yes, but once you understand he's using euphemisms and, he's describing, for example, the circumcised he's just using that to describe the Jews. And the uncircumcised, he used to describe the Gentiles. It doesn't mean that he's against circumcision or saying, don't get circumcised. Because, getting circumcised is a command from Yah. So if he's saying something that's against the command from Yah, that would make him a false prophet. But he's not saying that, so that's why many also think that he is a false prophet because of all the things he says, and they simply just don't understand because they don't read it either, and they follow men. And that, we shouldn't follow any men. We need to test everything to his word. Trust no man and follow no man. Don't even follow me. Test everything to his word for yourself. and with the Ruach and with prayer and fasting. And not one of us, I say this a lot, but not one of us knows everything, and we need each other. We need to lift each other up and learn from each other. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Awesome. And there's a lot of hate and separation and just all kinds of things that they run kind of rampant in the body. And that's Satan's doing. And that's why I'm really not active on social media anymore. This is YouTube right here is really the only thing I'm active on. It's just, social media has just gotten way too toxic. There's too many keyboard warriors and trolls. A lot of these people wouldn't dare say some of the things to your face that they say through a keyboard. I'm just I'm not like that. I can't deal with it, or not that I can't deal with that. I just don't want to deal with that. It's too much. I'm like, if we were having a face-to-face conversation, we could try to speak to each other as adults, not yeah. Anyway, I digress. But the love of many will grow cold, as is written in the scriptures. All right, so Ephesians 3. So because of this, I, Shaul, am the prisoner of Yahushua Messiah on behalf of you Gentiles. If indeed you have heard of the administration of the favor of Elohim that was given to me for you, that by revelation was known to me the secret, as I wrote before briefly. So why is he calling the Ephesians Gentiles? They were in Ephesia, and there was a lot of god and goddess worship, pagan, all kinds of stuff. And so Gentile just means the nation, anyone who's part of any nation that doesn't worship or accept Yah. It doesn't mean, anything derogatory. It's just a nation who they don't accept Yah. And doesn't mean the people are bad, it just means it's just like today, they don't know. So this is why Paul is explaining. I'm reading this, then you are able to understand my insight into the secret of Messiah, which was not made known to the sons of men in other generations, as it has now been revealed by the Spirit to his set-apart emissaries and prophets, the Gentiles to be co-heirs, united in the same body, and partakers together in the promise in Messiah through the good news, of which I became a servant according to the gift of the favor of Elohim given to me, according to the work of his power, to me the very least of all the set-apart ones. This favor was given to bring the good news of the unsearchable riches of Messiah among the Gentiles, and to make all see how this secret is administered, which for ages past has been hidden in Elohim, who created all through Yahushua Messiah. Yeah, you see that? So there were some that knew about it. Enoch knew. He wrote about the Messiah. And all things were created through Messiah. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing. He knew the end from the beginning. He knows the end from the beginning. He knows all. And he knew he was going to have to send his only son because Adam failed the test, so he had to send an equal to pass the test that would pass the test. And he was tested and he passed. And praise Yah. So that now through the assembly, the many-sided wisdom of Elohim might be known to the principalities and the authorities in the heavenlies, according to the everlasting purpose which he made in Messiah Yahusha our Master, in whom we have boldness and access with reliance through belief in him. I pray, therefore, that you do not lose heart at my pressures on your behalf, which is your esteem. For this reason I bow my knees to the Father of our Master, Yahusha Messiah, from whom all fatherhood in the heavens and earth is named. Praise Yah. In order that he might give you, according to the riches of his esteem by power, to be strengthened in the inner man through his Spirit, that the Messiah might dwell in your hearts through belief, having become rooted and grounded in love, in order that you might be strengthened to firmly grasp, with all set apart ones, what is the width and length and depth and height, to know the love of Messiah, which surpasses knowledge, in order that you might be filled to all the completeness of Elohim, and to him who is able to do exceedingly above what we ask or think, according to the power that is working in us. To him be esteemed, and in the assembly by Messiah Yahusha, unto all generations, forever and ever. Amen. Praise Yah. Excuse me. All right. So, awesome. So, we see, once again, Paul is not speaking anything against Torah. Especially actually here, he's saying exactly what the Torah is. Torah just means the law of Yah. That's what it is. Asking for truth is a huge factor. Yes. Awesome. People are so mean and disgusting these days. Yeah, it's even worse than my entire life, and it just the disgusting behavior and everything that's coming out to the open, things I cannot mention. And it's just so disgusting. And I pray for all the innocent ones and the victims and the people struggling. And that's Satan's plan. But Satan's plan is also Yahweh's plan, because Yah is ultimately in control of everything. Sad so many can't understand the sacrifice. Yeah, exactly. What a prayer. Yeah. Praise Yah, it's crazy. My mom stayed and watched with me, but she had to go home. Oh, sweet. Your mom watched? Well, tell her I said hi, brother. Bible. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Torah. Yeah, exactly. So, that's the thing is, all these man-made religions and these man-made doctrines, these man-made buildings, just everything is just man-made, and everything's lies upon lies upon lies. And really the only truth we have is what's written in the Bible. And how do we know that that's truth? Because it can be historically proven. No matter how much historians try to cover everything up, Yah does not allow it to get covered up. So, and his word has prevailed throughout generations. That's how we know. And the fact that when you truly have turned to Yah and repented, that he shows you things and does things for you that you cannot explain. I'm sure pretty much everyone that watches here and is in chat, knows what I'm talking about. You can't explain with words. And there's always people, why don't you prove you're God and da da da. Well, if you look for it, you'd find it because our DNA literally has his initials on it. Just looking at the trees, the animals, everything outside, that's proof right there. The fact that you're breathing is proof. But, they don't believe that. Christine Dandelion Designs. Hey, shalom and welcome. Glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, the only truth we can rely on is what's written in the Bible. Because, they lie about our history, they lie about space, they lie about everything just to cover up and control the population, and that it's worked. Everything they do from schooling to where we work, what we eat, everything, all of that it's set up and designed to keep us enslaved without realizing we're slaves. But most of us woke up and realized we are slaves. But that's the whole thing. Slavery never went away. And it doesn't matter. They're not racist. They don't care what color skin we have. We're all nothing but dogs and useless eaters to them. So, yeah. The whole reason they set up the whole racial division type deal, especially nowadays, is it's the classic divide and conquer strategy. Divide the people and you can conquer the people. Awesome. Glad to have you here, sister. Welcome. Thing is, the church was here before the scriptures. The true Ecclesiastes. Yes. That's the whole thing is you're correct, Tiger, because all the different religions and gods and goddesses and all that, it stemmed from the trinity of Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis. Yes. That's all it is. It's that very same original Babylon religion, just renamed, rebranded, twisted here and there. And then there's historians that want to say, oh, the Bible's not that old, and these Samaritan texts are way older. That's not even true. The Bibles were copied over and over every single generation, countless numbers of times, because they didn't have printing presses and copy machines. So you had to have every generation scribes that copied it word for word. They had to be true believers and trust in Yah and obedient to Yah in order to not change what is written. But anyway, but yeah, you're correct, Tiger. The ecclesia, it's always been here since Adam and Eve. And it was passed down from generation to generation, by oral tradition. And that's not the Pharisaic oral tradition that I'm speaking of. I'm talking about, how you pass what to your sons and they pass that to theirs, so forth and so on. But when they got enslaved and all that in Egypt, all of that kind of stopped and they lost. I mean, I'm sure there was things here and there, Moses knew still, but all that got lost, so it had to be written down again, and they all had to relearn it again. I thank God for the scriptures. Yeah, amen, amen. It's truly the only truth. You can't rely on men. You can't rely on anybody. You can't rely on, yeah. Don't even rely on me. You got to test it with I can't talk, with prayers and fasting, and with the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah, and then they just, the man-made religions, they either twist his word, or like I said, it's just the Babylonian religion rebranded with different gods. Actually, they're the same gods with different names. And it's clear throughout history that that's the exact case and exactly what's going on. And I digress. The whole world will be taught again. Yeah, precisely. Exactly. I believe we are in a time, like we're basically lost in Egypt, but it's a Babylonian Egypt now. And we're all trying to learn the correct way. Well, not all of us, not the whole world, I should say. All of us in this chat we are definitely, searching, and we are searching for the right way, but none of us can say 100% on 100% of everything. Yeah, all these people worship Satan and they don't even know it. And that's Satan's greatest deception, was tricking everybody that he doesn't even exist. You don't believe in God, you don't believe in Satan. Like, he doesn't care if you don't believe in him, because he don't believe in you either. So, yeah, the thing is that if you don't even believe in him, he knows you're not going to believe in the creator, that there is a creator, that Yahuwah is true. So if you don't believe in him, then you don't believe that, then you're on the right path according to him, the path of destruction. And he's trying to take as many with him as he can. And sadly, we're living in the time of, Sodom and Gomorrah, the days of Noah. It's, that the whole world has grown cold of love. I see it all around. Every time I drive to the store, there's just, I see it. It's really sad. All we can do is pray. We can spread his word. There's people that don't want to hear it. There's people that spread his word in different ways. We all can't go out to a corner and start preaching, especially when it's 116 degrees out and you're living in a desert. But it's just sad because people have been indoctrinated to trust and believe what they've been told by men. Trust and believe in scientism. This mathematical equation says that it's possible, it can happen. Can we demonstrate it in actual real life? No. But this mathematical equation says it's possible, so we'll just call it a fact and teach it. And then it's funny because people will say, "Oh, you guys are science deniers." No, I don't deny science. If it's a repeatable, demonstratable, observable demonstration, that's science right there. And it can be shown in real life. Yeah, that's science. I don't deny science. What I deny is mathematical equations that aren't even based in reality. And taking that non reality based equation and teaching it as facts to indoctrinate a people to control them is the whole plan. Yeah, shalom, Callan. This, yeah, he's been quiet. Yeah, he's been basically swimming in the pool all weekend, so he's a little sunburned and tired. So, your sunburn's not that bad anymore, actually. It's a little bit red. You probably can't see it. No, you can't really see it. Anyway,
It was super red.
yeah.
Redder than usual sunburns. And it hurt even more than usual sunburns.
I experience it in the corporate world. Yeah, it's everywhere. The little guy who likes everything. Who can stand against NASA? Yeah. That's what they say. But who can stand against Yahweh is the real question. The joys of being young. Yeah. Come on up to Phoenix, brother. You're only a couple hours away. It's winter. Where are you at, Sister Wendy? Are you down under? Because we're in the middle of summer here. I'll trade you for a couple days. You can have the 116 degrees. I'll take your winter. Seems fair. If you experience winter, you must be south of the equator then. Awesome. Yeah, I'll take some snow. The Arizona desert is no joke, I'll tell you. It's especially the last like 3 or 4 weeks, it's been non-stop humidity as well. And it's crazy. Like it's been more humid than I can remember. And like every day, every day, every day, just super humid. And yeah, it's really hot. Oh, South Africa. Awesome. That's awesome. I knew it was southern, the outer regions. That's awesome, Sister Wendy. I didn't know you were in South Africa. Hey, you can go check on the ice wall there for us. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, there's many believers who are in Africa. Many believers actually all over. They're spread all over our wonderful earth that Yahweh has provided. That is flat and stationary. It's always humid. No, it'll get humid for maybe like a week or two off and on, but not straight like 4 or 5 weeks in a row like this every day. If I had my way, I would follow winter all year long. Yeah, exactly. Is that water?
Water.
Arizona can get brutal just in the summer. The winter is amazing. And it's only for a couple months out of the year that it's really bad. We are scattered. Definitely. Yeah, I'd be right there with you, Tiger, following winter around. I've been in Arizona my whole life, and winter is my favorite time of year. The heat is just, maybe it's because I've been here almost 40 years, and I don't like heat anymore. You can always make a fire and warm yourself up, but when it's too hot, there's nothing you can really do to cool off because, I mean, you can get in water and all that. Even the water's hot. We were swimming in the pool and the water was hot, and just jumping in the water to get out and have the water evaporate off. That's what felt cool. And then until the water evaporates and then you're hot again. We are on our way back to summer. Awesome. Yeah, we're on our way back to winter here. We'll meet you in the middle there, sister.
Hi, Sister Windfeather. Hi, Wendy. Hi, everyone who's here.
In Louisiana. Oh yeah, I bet that humidity in Louisiana is a killer. Yeah, Prescott's not bad up here or over here.
What do you think? Which place is that? What's up?
The desert's hot. Yeah, Prescott's not too bad. Picture the circuit of the sun. Yeah, absolutely. All right, awesome. So I think we'll end it there for this evening. Let's see, what are we at? What's the time at? 49 minutes. That's it, huh? Oh yeah, I got started at 7:30. It's 8:20. Well, my time. Yeah. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. Welcome everybody new to the chat. I'm glad you all can make it here this evening. Praise Yah for all the new faces and all the new people interested. You know, we welcome everybody here. You know, I don't hate for pronunciations, or if you want to use God and Jesus, that's fine. You know, we don't hate for anything. We don't hate. As long as you are following the scriptures and you believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you do our best, and you do your best to follow the scriptures, you know, we are family, and that's what it's about. Nothing but love for everybody. I love all of you. Thank all of you for being here. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yes. Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Have a blessed rest of your evening, and may Yah bless all of you and the rest of your week. Shalom. Shalom.